What's up, rich people? It's me, Haley, aka Mrs. Dow Jones, and this is Financial Tea. What's up, sippers? Welcome back to Financial Tea with Mrs. Dow Jones. This is the podcast where I teach you how to build wealth with a side of market drama, money scandals, and of course, financial pop culture. In this episode, we're going to be talking credit cards. Yes, plastic is back, baby. We're going to go through the good, the bad, and the ones absolutely wrecking your financial life that you need to stay away from at all costs. Of course, I couldn't do this alone, so I brought in the big guns. Brian Kelly himself is joining us, aka the Points Guy. And let me tell you, the man spilled everything, including something shocking about his own finances that, fingers crossed, will land us in page 6. Also, low-key, every person who works on this podcast and heard the recording signed up for his card recs after the episode, including me. So be prepared to get super actionable after you listen to this episode, and you're going to upgrade your wallet too. So if you want better perks, better credit, and more free flights without ruining your net worth, this episode is for you. Let's get into it.
This is monumental.
It really is. We're going to do just a little prayer, just bring in the podcast gods. You know, we're here to help people with their credit cards.
Let's do a little manifestation. Ask, believe, receive.
Ask, believe, receive.
In the words of Kim Zolciak-Bierman of the Atlanta Housewives, she's one of my financial gurus.
She really is. Any housewife to me is
she's ahead of her time.
Yeah, they all are. They all are. They're playing chess. We're playing checkers, baby. That's really who you need to look to.
Yeah.
I have a few questions for you before we start that we ask every guest.
Okay.
First of all, what are your best and worst purchases of the week? Be for real.
Ooh, my best. So my worst purchase of the week is I love shackets, and you got to spend money to make money, and I believe in having nice clothes. But I didn't try it on, and it looks beautiful, but I took the tags off and I went outside to wear it, and it's extraordinarily woolly. It's like Brillo pad.
Oh no.
And I have sensitive skin, and it was a $2,000 really beautiful overcoat that I now cannot return. I will still wear it, but I was really annoyed. So never take your tags off until you really do a trial run.
Oh yeah, you've got to wear first.
Yes.
Try before you buy.
Always. Yeah.
Okay.
And then my best purchase of the week would have to be, I'll say, because this is travel insurance. So for the year ahead, I buy a yearly travel insurance package for my whole family.
Smart.
Even though I have coverage through certain credit cards and I have good health insurance.
It's never enough.
It's never enough. And I think for me and my kids, it was $1,500 for the year for really good coverage. So it's always just nice peace of mind to have that.
That's
and
awesome.
Allianz, I have no partnership with them, but in the travel insurance world, Allianz is the yearly plan that pretty much all the top travel bloggers, it has a very good reputation.
Yeah, that's what I've always used too.
Allianz is the gold standard. Never buy travel insurance through the airline website, hotel website. You want to get it from a travel insurance provider, because the airlines and hotels often, it's not even travel insurance, it's what's called travel protection, which is more expensive and has less coverage. So fun fact, and insuremytrip.com is where if you want an individual package for a big trip, that's where you go and compare and contrast plans before you purchase.
Yeah, I feel like people, when they book trips, it's already so expensive. So you're always, I feel like, and that's the same with, people always skimp on insurance. When you buy your iPhone, you're like, oh, well, Apple Care is another $299, so I shouldn't get it. But then the next day you drop your phone and then you have to pay to replace it.
Totally. Travel insurance, I think it's it can be 4 or 5% of the total cost of the trip. It's a rounding error, in my opinion. So definitely a believer. Airlines melting down. Last year we saw a lot of drama with airlines, the shutdown, you name it. So travel insurance, I think, is a good 2026 bet.
Okay, that's really good. So my next question is sort of intense, but I know that you have a good answer. What do you lie about when it comes to money? Because we all fib a little.
Ooh, what do I lie about when it comes to money?
With dating, anything.
Ooh, well, first off, I would say, people think I'm the points guy and I put every single expense on credit card. And by and large, I do. I also carry around cash all the time. And this is a mistake I see a lot of people making. I am a believer in a tip. And I think tips can get you extraordinary value and favors beyond like what you're owed. And I think in the travel world, for example, if you tip, not that I tip hotel front desk agents a lot, but
do you do it when you check in?
Some people do. I generally, I'm not that forward, but you could do that. And then if you ever need help, like canceling the room early, like just being nice and tipping the front door, front desk people. And then when you ask for a favor, like, hey, can I get late checkout?
Yeah.
The people like you. So I always have cash on me. Although I do try to spend everything that I can on a credit card, not just for the points. And this is what people need to realize too. When you're buying anything, using a credit card gives you protections as well. So
yeah, that's huge.
So even when I'm renting villas abroad and they'll be like 3%, fee to use a credit card or free to bank wire, or a boat rental in Miami for a day, use the 3% fee.
Yeah.
You're going to earn points that'll pretty much cover the fee. But even if it doesn't, you have the protection. And when that boat doesn't show up, or the quality of the boat, if you wired the money to them to save that 3%, you're out the entire cost. So that is something I've learned over the years, that, I will pay a fee to pay for services. So I have that extra protection as well.
So you're lying about being the points guy because actually you're paying in cash.
Yeah, I do carry cash on me. And
caught you.
And I do like tipping in cash as well, because, when you put a tip
So
on a credit card, you're not sure, especially in other countries, like the person you're trying to tip is probably not going to get it.
Cash is king.
Cash is king. And I think it gets you karma points. So even if you're not getting your credit card points, but like I do believe in the value of like hooking up the people that, make our lives easier.
My issue with carrying cash is I feel like I become like too making it rain. Like I'll be seeing anyone and I'm like, here's a little for you, here's a little for you. Like, okay.
I think, but I've come to learn that like if you can afford it, just do it.
Oh yeah.
Right?
It
like
comes back.
I remember when luckily I have 20s on me pretty much all the time.
Yeah. So guys, if you're looking for someone to mug, to sort of like track down, maybe, you are looking for some extra cash, like Brian's a good target. He's very tall.
And I'm also, God, I've never been mugged
I'm kidding.
or pickpocketed, but I'm of the mindset and I'm fortunate. Take it. And if someone really, I'm not going to stress about, I know that's a very fortunate place to come from.
No,
but
you have a good money mindset. Like you believe that money is abundant and that it comes to you easily.
And I do believe the more you give in life in general, not just money, but your time and energy, it does come back.
Okay, final question. Do you feel rich today?
I do.
Yeah.
I do feel rich. I have flexibility in my life. Like I can make decisions. I have 2 kids by myself, which so many people will say, you're so brave. I could never. And I am fully transparent in that I have incredible 2 nannies that alternate and work with me full time. So I kind of have, it's like having a wife, full time, 24/7, 7 days a week, who is just dedicated on the kids and they're thriving. So that to me is, being able to have kids who are able to thrive and be happy and send them to good schools. And I think like bigger picture too, like the stock market goes ups and down. We saw, craziness, but I think I hit a point a couple years ago where I'm just like, I'm just not going to worry about that day to day, not stressing about the day-to-day fluctuations of the market. And I think, as I've heard you say, it's not timing the market, but that's time in the market, and just letting those lessons finally sink in over time as you get older. I think that's I do feel rich in that respect.
Okay, so we're going to talk about credit cards today. Obviously, you are the points guy. But before we jump into that, I want to know, what credit cards do you actually carry? Like, what heat are you packing, Brian? Talk us through your
28 credit cards.
Okay.
Now, I also have small businesses, and I also, as part of the points guy, a funny deal note that I negotiated when I sold the company many years ago is that I was able to put the expenses for the business on my personal credit card.
So crazy.
So that I'm the points guy. And when I sold to a big publicly traded company, I was like, my travel patterns will break whatever travel policies exist.
Yes.
And I don't want that tension. So I was like, let me put the company expense on my card. I need the points. They were like, no brainer. Yeah, you got to practice what you preach.
Yeah.
So that is how I get most of my points. At the Points Guy, we spend a lot of money on internet ads, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Bing. That's what I was thinking. So I get to put a portion of those on my credit card. And last year,
that was genius, Brian.
the biggest points thing happened to me last year when Chase Sapphire, they refreshed and they came out with their new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business. And when I was getting the information on it, I saw one thing that the time stopped, and it was triple points on internet advertising.
Whoa.
Unlimited.
Stop.
So up until that point, there was Amex Business Gold, there was Chase Inc., and they all had $150,000 a year caps.
Whoa.
So imagine me, sometimes I spend $1 million a month.
Damn.
So I had multiple cards, and once I would max out the 150, it was like playing credit card roulette. I'd have to put, and the Sapphire Reserve Business now is 3x unlimited. So for anyone out there listening,
made for you.
even if you have a small business doing, Instagram ads or whatever, this is a game changer.
Yeah,
and so many
that's
people
major.
who follow the points guy, even doctors who do a lot of spend or internet ads. This is like the game changing card for me. So now, my points earn because of that new card. That's the number one card I spend the most on. That's not my personal spend. Personal spend is Capital One Venture X, surprises a lot of people. That card is 2 miles per dollar on every dollar you spend.
People love that card. I have that card.
When you think about it, 2x on everything, because that's, I spend a lot of money, even when you're paying tuition, you can even pay taxes on that card because the government charges 1.89% to pay. But when you're paying on a Venture X card, you're getting 2 valuable Cap One miles. And then other cards, just I think for, the urban dwelling young person, Amex Gold.
Amex Gold's the best. Like, people really play themselves with the platinum stuff. And I'm like, just get the gold. Like, you are not traveling enough. You are eating out. That's what you do mostly.
You eat out 4x on not just eating out, but also groceries.
That's like what we're spending on.
Yeah.
The gold
Dining,
is
gold is like,
that's everything.
Platinum is great if you get, for perks, if you fly Delta, if you like Centurion. Platinum has its place, but as a points earning card, so many people think the Platinum is the best Amex points card, and it's not. It's
people
gold.
think that just because it's the highest level that you're going to get the most, but you have to actually look at the fine print and think about how you are spending as a consumer.
Yeah.
Can you name all 28 of your children? Let's see it. Rapid fire.
This is a very vulnerable moment for me. I've always been asked, people just will stop at, I have 28 credit cards. Wow, that's crazy. My credit score's, near perfect.
No, I need a list.
Haley is the first. She wants receipts. Receipts. Timeline. Okay, here we go.
Brian, you did it.
Did you get it? Oh, God.
28.
I think that there's probably one other out there missing, but
yes.
But yeah.
What was your first credit card?
Oh my God, my first credit card was the University of Pittsburgh. When I was in college, they gave me an umbrella. And
they're always giving you a free pen.
And I had no money. And funny enough, I was an idiot. I went on spring break. I wasn't working. I got into credit card debt.
Duh.
And I went home for college or holiday break, and I remember going to a diner, smoking cigarettes with my friends, and I drank 2 pots of coffee, and I came home and had heart palpitations, and I hadn't told my parents I was in credit card debt, and I remember I was bugging out.
How much was it?
It was like $5 or $6 grand, but I couldn't pay it.
And what was it from?
I mean, I was stupid with credit. I went to Ireland on spring break. I couldn't afford it. I made all of the mistakes. I sat down with my parents, and they were like, "You're an idiot. We're not paying for this for you." And they're like, "Well, what we will do is you're going to get a student loan to pay off your bills."
Okay.
And I paid off that student loan for like 5 years into like working in New York City. And I also...
What was the interest rate?
It was crazy. I don't even know. I mean, the student loan was maybe 12%, but I think my card was 30. It was like this, I was in quicksand. So I understand. I also made the dumb choice. I skipped out on all my bills my senior year when I moved to New York. I was like, they'll never catch me in New York City. And then I actually got wage garnishing notices from creditors when I was 22, working my $45,000 a year job. So I was like...
So you learned the system through being in the system.
I mean, this is a secret. I don't know if I've ever told this, but when my parents were like, we're not helping you. You got to figure this life out in New York.
Yeah.
Did the 5th floor walk up. I was living with roommates with cats and like this.
Oh God,
couldn't even open the...
Brian.
I know, but I was like, I'm going to figure this financial thing out. And it took me years. And funny enough, my credit got so bad that when I got my job at Morgan Stanley as a college recruiter, they wouldn't give me the corporate Amex. And I had no money to travel for work.
Damn, that is a crazy thing about credit that people don't realize is that your employer can research it and like can know your credit.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like it's a good example of people one of the things that keeps people from taking control of their finances, I think, is this idea that it's like too late or that they're missing a chip or something to do it. But actually, everyone starts from the same place. Like
Totally.
Warren Buffett was born financially illiterate. The
Totally.
points guy did it.
I was in credit card debt.
Like,
And by the way, my secret that I don't tell often is that I actually took a payday loan when I was 23,
Whoa.
living in New York. I had no money. I had my student
I'm like,
loan.
I might have a rash.
I know and funny enough, that payday loan was so predatory. I tried to pay it off. It was the never-ending loan because you would pay it off and it would be a $40 fee.
Yes.
Funny enough, years later, I'm watching a Netflix documentary on the scoundrels that ran that paycheck. That he went to jail. He was from Kansas City.
Oh my
they ran
gosh.
this payday. We
got to write
to him. It is
him.
criminal, and I experienced it because I refused. My parents weren't giving me money. I was actually picking up odd jobs in New York City on Craigslist. I was pretending to be a sommelier. I would do I did an Indian dating event in the East Village for $200, pretending to be a som.
Yes.
And I broke the cork opening the bottle.
Of course.
But I am so thankful to my parents for pushing us. Like, you
Yeah.
want to live this rich life?
Yeah.
Like, I've always wanted to be rich.
Yes,
My parents
same.
were I'm one of 4 kids. My mom's one of 10. They did well, but I thought we were poor growing up.
Yeah.
And I am so thankful they did not give me the brand new car when I was 16.
Yeah.
I was so mad. My parents were like, you're smart. You can
You
figure
could
it
figure it
out.
out, and you did. You went from being a victim of the system to gaming the system.
Which is funny. I had horrible credit, payday loan, couldn't get a credit card, and now I'm like the world's expert on credit cards. So anyone listening out there, trust me.
They can do it.
This is a system. It's, credit is not that complicated. You can make mistakes, but the biggest, FICO lists on their website, like, you just got to pay your bills down. One of my very good friends who's 40 years old, lives a jet-setting life, but behind the scenes was crumbling financially. I actually worked with him recently. He had huge credit card debt. You can call the credit card companies, negotiate payment.
I always say this. And I actually have free scripts for credit card negotiation.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Because I haven't.
No, you can call them, but everything is negotiable. Your
Everything.
wireless bill is negotiable.
Everything. They want to figure it out.
Everything is.
So take your head out of the sand.
Yeah. Take
face the fact.
action.
But the good thing about it is just focus. You got to, you got to make more money and spend less money. Right?
Yeah,
It's
you
a
gotta
simple
make more than-
equation. But the beautiful thing about credit is once you just make every payment every month. That's number one. Number two is, your debt to credit ratio. Just paying down your bills every month, you will see your score start to rise. It'll be small, but do not, a lot of people want the easy way out. Let me just declare bankruptcy or whatever. That, you want to avoid at all costs.
Yeah,
But
you don't want to do that. But sometimes to get out of debt, if you're in a lot of credit card debt, it makes sense to do a debt consolidation company, and which will hurt your credit in the short term. But usually your credit is already not great, and you can fix your credit. Like, your credit is quite fixable.
It's fixable.
So mostly just figuring out what's the quickest, cheapest path to paying it off.
And then stick to it.
Yeah,
you
stick to it.
have to bring down your expenses.
So you're the points guy, so you have 28 cards, but for the regular person setting up their wallet, how many cards should we have, and what's the mix of cards that you should have? Because I feel like that's just so confusing.
Yeah, and I don't recommend everyone getting 28 cards. By the way, you may think 28 is crazy. I know people who have over 100 credit cards in this game. So there is I'm a expert. I mean, there are people who are have hundreds of credit cards and perfect credit scores, right? So that's the thing that,
it's a full-time job.
But it's a full-time job. Not everyone is cut out for it.
The juice is not worth the squeeze unless you're the points guy.
Yeah, but I would recommend, in general, I think a healthy credit card portfolio. Now, we're coming from the mindset of you're going to pay your bills off every month on time.
Yeah.
If you're not financially set up to do that, if you in your gut right now think, oh no, I'm going to spend too much, don't do this, right? But if you've got your finances down, you absolutely, I think 5 credit cards is a healthy place to be. You have a Visa, a MasterCard, an Amex, and a double, maybe one more Visa or MasterCard and at least an Amex. But I like having at least one from all 3 of the, big credit card networks, because sometimes, especially when traveling, they may not take one or the other. So
that's a really good point.
But then just look at what you spend the most money on, and
to choose which one it makes, which type of each card makes the most sense. But how do you know if you should get an annual fee card?
In general, I believe strongly in annual fee cards. Most no annual fee cards are not worth it. And this is a good point. Some people say it sounds too good to be true. Like, look, the credit card companies are spending more money on you to get you as a customer.
Yeah, they want to acquire
Don't ask
you.
questions.
Yeah.
That's the banks. And trust me, look at the look at the stock market for all the banks. They're doing well. So never feel bad about taking your fair share.
But is there like a specific salary that you should have that correlates to what credit cards you should have? Like, how do you know?
I think once we start getting into the annual fee realm, so I think anyone should, a $95 a year card, the Chase Sapphire Preferred is an excellent starter card. Capital One Venture, Amex Green or Amex Gold card. It's a little bit higher. Gold. It's like that in between. But don't just look at the annual fee. Look at all the perks you get, the benefits, and do the math for yourself of will I actually get more than the annual fee. Now, if you want to get a premium card, I do believe, and look, I work with all the credit card companies. Each one has its own, but a no-brainer for me is the Capital One Venture X. So that card is $395. You get $300 a year in travel, which is easy to use.
Yeah.
So that's $95 a year. But then they also give you 10,000 bonus miles a year. And those 10,000 at a minimum are worth $100.
Wow.
So you're now making $5.
Yeah.
And this is a card that gets you access to their beautiful lounges.
Wow.
So, and 2X on everything.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So that is a card.
And if
some of the other cards that are $700-800, you might have to do more of the math. But the Capital One Venture X card is, to me, an easy first premium credit card, especially if you live in a city. Their lounge at JFK is 24/7. At Terminal 4, which is awesome. So anyway.
So the Capital One Venture X, we think everyone should have.
It's a no-brainer.
You get, because you can get your $300 in travel, and then you get
the $100 a year minimum in that 10,000 points.
bonus.
So it's a $395 card. I am confident in saying they're essentially paying you. Plus, this card has all these other perks like lounge access, and the Capital One lounges are stunning.
24 hours at JFK.
Yeah.
So then you said we needed 5 cards.
So at $395, no brainer, Capital One Venture X, in my humble opinion. Number 2, Amex Gold is $325, but comes with a lot of different perks and credits, and that 4X on dining and grocery, which everyone spends on. So that I feel confident in that if you're spending money, even if you're cooking or going out, you're gonna get your value. I think I love the Chase Ultimate Rewards ecosystem. I think a Chase Sapphire Preferred is a great entry-level card. If you're looking at getting a premium credit card, I mean, Chase points are really valuable. The Chase lounges are gorgeous.
But how do you know? Like, I feel like, okay, Hailey Bieber did an ad for Chase.
Yeah.
And like, we're seeing like the Foster sisters, and like, they're really coming through as being like, okay, like the girlies need to have their like almost $800 a year annual fee Chase card. But then Amex also seems like amazing. So how do you decide which high annual fee card you should get?
So the Amex Platinum teams up with Uber, Chase Sapphires with Lyft. So when you look at the Chase Sapphire Reserve, off the bat, you take off $300 because the Chase Sapphire Reserve $300 credit is easy. It's automatic. You don't have to opt in. You don't have to select an airline. Great. So really, Sapphire Reserve, $795 is really $495. Okay. That's where you're starting off with before looking into all the other perks and benefits. They have a StubHub, they have Lyft, they have DoorDash, they have Apple. So if you're paying for Apple TV, in my opinion, they have, I think our team calculated like somewhere near $2,000 in yearly perks. Even if you're not getting half of them, remember, it's not a $795 card. It's really, in my opinion, a $495 card. So if you've got $2,000 in perks to choose from, you really only have to get 25% to be even. And that's just for the annual fee. And that's without factoring in your lounge access, right? So if you're a girly that travels, likes lounge access, then getting one of these premium cards, you have to do the math yourself.
Like one airport water is $495.
I value each lounge visit at least $50.
100%.
If you have the Sapphire, Amex gets you just yourself in. Amex lounges are great. There's a lot of them.
But they're also so overcrowded.
So that's the other thing. Everyone had these cards. They are cracking down. In 2026, there's new rules with guests and everything with Capital One. Chase still allows 2 guests.
That is lit.
So
I could bring mystery.
My main point to people is get yourself down. Can you make the annual fee easily by looking at the credits and saying, yeah, I would have actually spent that money? Are you spending money on Apple TV right now? Well, you could get it for free on the Chase card. Your DoorDash, Lyft, the 300 travel. They also have hotel credits at nice hotels. Now, when you're looking at the travel credits, sometimes like the hotels with Amex or Chase, you have to book through them. The hotels might be a little bit more expensive. They might not. There's 2-night stays. So those ones are a little bit harder. No one can tell you if you're going to get the value. But if you look and you say, well, I'm going to stay in this many hotels this year, I'm going to this many weddings, those hotel credits I will use, then you might be getting way more than the annual fee. Plus, so the lounge access is like the cherry on top. And then what I want to let people know, when you have these premium cards with the credit card companies, your service level goes up too. So what I mean by that is like when you have an issue with the vendor, I'll give an example. My son, when I was going on my book tour, I had these beautiful permanent markers. He drew all over a $1,500 leather, beautiful new chair that I had gotten.
No.
He ruined it.
No.
But a lot of these
cards.
cards.
Or he made art.
Yeah, it's actually art.
Yeah,
but
it's art.
I actually filed a claim with Capital One because they have purchase protection.
All the time. So I bought my mom a dress for Mother's Day, this like Acris dress. It was like $800, and she has a dog with pica, who's seen the Charlize Theron movie where she plays the woman with pica, where you can't stop eating, you eat anything, inanimate objects. So this dog has eaten couches, she's eaten mango pits, she eats rags, like whatever, she'll eat it. So obviously she left the dress out. The dog was like, yum, dinner, ate the dress, Amex replaced. I got the messed up dress fixed. Now mom and I are matching. Thank you, Amex.
Truly. And so have you ever ordered something online? It didn't fit. They won't take it back. So Capital One, and a lot of them have return or extended warranty. So this is where, so on the points level alone, with the annual or with the sign-up bonus, you're getting thousands in value. So that's your first couple years of annual fee, plus the perks and fees, plus the service, and then plus all these other perks like protections. A lot of these top premium cards, Chase Sapphire Reserve, if you're delayed 6 hours or more, they're paying $500 for you and everyone to get gorgeous hotels.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and beg for a Motel 6 from the airline.
No.
If you got a Sapphire Reserve, you're booking yourself
you're
at
a
the
Phuket, baby.
and they're reimbursing you. So that's the aha moment I want people to have. Don't just look at the annual fee.
Obviously, we love rules. Points Guy, Mrs. Dow Jones, we like to give people rules. But I would say the core of our work is also to look at things personally. Finance is personal finance, but also credit card choice, personal.
I'm so passionate about this. And once and I love the aha moments people have. Once if you're listening to this right now, you want to travel this year, you have all these weddings, you can't make it work financially. Credit cards can help you do that if you play the game right. And that's what I love about it. And your credit score will go up.
You have 28 cards. Just sort of back to that. When you make a purchase, how are you figuring out what is the right card for each moment?
Yeah. So it depends on just not how much you're earning, but also what currencies you need. And as you start using points, certain currencies work better for your needs. So I would tell people, for all the major categories that you can, but there's not cards out there that are going to give you dental 5X, right? Like there's only a certain amount. That's why my baseline card that almost everything else, my online shopping goes on my Capital One Venture X, 2X on everything. So the goal in my eyes is just to earn more than 1 point per dollar in every purchase.
That's good. I like that.
And beyond credit cards, this is an aha moment I want everyone to have is online shopping portals. So for shopping online, there's Rakuten. There's a website called Cashback Monitor where you can type in whatever retailer you want to shop at, and it'll tell you what cashback you can get, or you can get airline miles, Amex. All the credit card companies have their own shopping portals where you can earn extra points. So never click directly to a retailer. Always shop through portals because you're going to earn the points for paying for the purchase on your points credit card plus the portal points.
Say those two portals one more time.
So Rakuten, and then if you go to cashbackmonitor.com, you can type in any retailer and it'll show you all the different portals. American Airlines, Hilton, whatever. So if you want to get more American miles, you could, shop through I shop through American Airlines shopping because the American miles you earn for your online shopping count to your elite status. That's one of the only airlines that'll do that. And American Airlines miles are actually among the most valuable.
No, we love American Airlines. The other thing about online shopping too is always price check. That doesn't have to do with points.
Absolutely. And I love all your tips on, and also don't buy the hype on Amazon,
don't buy the
et
hype,
cetera.
but like the even if you go to, like if you're in a store about to buy something, look at it online first. Like that's happened to me twice, and now it will never happen again, where I've bought something that then I was able to find online for cheaper.
I'll end with credit cards. So your Sapphires, we're talking mostly about like the bank cards, which in my opinion are the most valuable. I do think there's room to have a co-brand card. So if you fly American a lot or Delta, The co-brand cards, while they're not the most valuable points because you're only earning in like an airline or a hotel, whereas the credit card points you can transfer to a lot. Having airline hotel cards will give you perks that are valuable, like check bags, priority boarding, et cetera. So I do leave space in your wallet for the airline you fly the most, because $95 a year, but you're getting $100 per trip in free check bags. That's a no-brainer.
That's amazing.
But don't spend everything you have on an airline card, because the credit card points are way more valuable.
Obviously, like, you're sexy, gorgeous man, you're on the market, and you've been in a lot of relationships. So what's the deal with, people that you're dating and like their credit cards? Do you ever give them a credit card? What's like a credit card red flag for you?
A debit card's a red flag.
Oh, that's happened.
No, I don't like to judge people. I mean, I have been in bad financial straits before. I think for me personally, I would, I love when people take control over their finances. So I don't want to, you don't need to be a points person, but if you have your financial house together, that's important for me. I have kids. I want someone who has their, financial life together. But more important than financially, just like I want someone who's fun and is a good traveler. I've dated people who have fear of flying, and that's just tough. Doesn't work, unfortunately.
Should you add your girlfriend or boyfriend to your card?
There are pluses and minuses to this. The plus side is if you have good credit, you can help your partner
get their credit.
Good credit, but you also are responsible for everything they do. So if you add someone for good credit, what I recommend is you can give them a line on yours, but then put their spending down to $1 so they can't spend on your card. But just note, if they start getting horrible credit, it could impact you. Most of the time, the credit card companies, they only give the good credit. But if you see your score going down, you can always take them off. But in general, I will just say, once you get married, go to 2-player mode, where don't have the same credit card as your partner. Get different ones. You guys are maximizing different currencies, sign-up bonuses. Don't be an additional user, because you're really limiting the amount of points you could bring in, instead of having 2 players each having their own strategy.
That's a really good tip. And you have kids too. Like, a lot of people put their kids on their cards super young, so that they will, when they're 18, have this long credit history. Have you done that?
So I haven't done it yet. I think some credit cards won't let you do it till they're 16. I think, when the day comes, I would do that. But I think what's more important than credit cards is starting to invest for your kids very early.
We're all about that.
So that's where I would say focus most. Your kids, if you have good credit yourself, just teach your kids good credit habits. My parents are amazing. We didn't really talk about finance as much. I'm not blaming my idiotic actions in college on my parents, but I do wish there was a lot more. We didn't have podcasts at all when I was a little kid. So
when you were a baby.
I'm not worried about my kids understanding finances, because my favorite thing my parents ever did for me was made me hustle. And I know my kids are growing up in a much more, privileged lifestyle than I have, but I'm going to assuredly make sure that they have those same values, because if you've
always
through
said,
life,
I feel like you're like Shaq. You're like, my money is my money. You have to figure out your own money.
Oh no, we're spending my money. I joke with my kids. They don't really understand what I'm saying. I was like, do you want to go to Antarctica, or do you want a trust fund? And they're like, Antarctica. So, I
you got consent.
But I'm not living my life to squirrel away money for my kids to spend. No, like, the joy of my life has been figuring it out, from payday loans to becoming a credit card expert and selling businesses and investing in them. Like, that to me is, now it may not be the same for my kids, but like, they for sure will have a work ethic.
Love that. What does the perfect wallet look like? So like a capsule wallet, if you will. So give us your everyday card, your travel card, your eating out card, maybe a cashback card, and then that beginner card. So if you have no credit, that you can then like earn your credit.
Yeah. So
build our perfect wallet,
card. So if you're starting from scratch, bad credit, get a secured card, 6 months of spending, paying it off on time, you'll be shocked at how much your score will go up.
It's crazy.
From that point on, you will get an intro, no annual fee card. I love the Freedom Unlimited. You start with the Freedom Unlimited because that opens you up into the Chase ecosystem. And then once your score keeps going up and you have a good relationship with Chase, you get a Sapphire Preferred, or you maybe even just goes directly to a Reserve card, which I personally love. I do think Amex is an excellent company. You want to have an Amex card. Amex Gold is a no-brainer.
For eating out.
Yeah, eating out is your Amex and groceries. Amex Gold, no brainer. Capital One Venture for your everyday, 2 miles on everything. That's $95. I do recommend just going to the Venture X at $395.
I think
which
we're all
pays
getting
you.
that after this.
That is your
episode.
everyday. But let's just say an airline card. I'm going to go with like getting an American Airlines because those miles are really valuable. Also, Alaska Airlines is valuable.
Oh, man, Alaska's so good.
Alaska is an amazing
underrated.
loyalty program.
Yeah.
It's one world, so it teams up with a lot. And then,
Stay away from Virgin.
Virgin, it's a fun airline, but the program.
It's bad.
Yeah.
And their website never works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and then let's just say, so you don't even want to travel. You want to focus on your financial health in 2026. A Citi double cash card. It's 2% back when you pay it in full every month.
Great.
2% is a gold standard in terms of cash back.
Awesome.
However, there is, if you are into crypto, you could be getting there's a Coinbase card with like 3% back.
Yeah, they're doing a big bonus.
Which actually
right
is a pretty
That's hefty.
compelling offer.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm actually looking at getting that Coinbase 3% back because I spend a lot. And think about it, you can make money paying taxes because you're getting 3% back and paying 1.89 to pay them. So that's kind of cool to think about, making money paying taxes.
Okay, I'm getting it too. Whenever I'm with Brian, I'm like ordering a new card. Okay, one question. People are obsessed with the Amazon Visa card.
Yeah.
Everyone loves
If you spend a lot on Amazon, the Amazon card can be a great deal.
Okay.
If that's one of your biggest expenses. So bottom line, after this episode, look at what your full spend in 2025 was. Look at what you spent in every major category, and then you want to align a card. The built cards will be coming out in February. If you're paying rent or mortgage, those could make a lot of sense. So I would hold space potentially for a built card. They will have a no annual fee.
Whoa. Okay. I'm very impressed. You really are the points guy, the penultimate expert.
Wait, why not the ultimate?
Oh, okay. The ultimate. The ultimate. I don't know what penultimate means. So I thought it was higher.
Yeah.
Okay. So I thought that it was the double X.
No, we can just stay with ultimate.
Okay, ultimate. Number one, the competition is not even close. Like, we've got the master. Okay, so we got the most insane question from the audience. So it's actually a voicemail.
Hi there, my name's Jonah. So I'm thinking about applying for the Chase Sapphire Preferred Card because I have some upcoming trips. My only real concern is the sign-up bonus. My travel isn't for a while, and I'm not sure if I can hit that 4K spending in 3 months, or even the 6K requirement in 6 months. So here's my question. Can I buy gift cards, like Costco gift cards, since I shop there all the time, to help me reach this minimum requirement? Is that allowed, or does Chase consider that something against their terms? Worst case, I would try and buy around 6K in Costco gift cards, which would easily last me the whole year of shopping there. Is this considered a bad idea or something people usually do?
So this is a great idea in general.
Jonah.
Gift cards do not show up as gift cards. They show up as the merchant. What you can't do is buy money orders or cash equivalents. That's not going to count towards a sign-up bonus. But, double check the T's and C's. But in general, I actually recommend this, if you have an Amex Gold card, which is 4X at supermarkets, in almost every supermarket, you've got your big gift card wall.
Yeah.
So this is a great way, because we know Amex is 4X at supermarkets. You can buy Uber gift cards and essentially get 4X on your Uber spend by using your Gold card. But if you use an Amex Gold card directly with Uber, you're not going to get 4X. So gift cards, this is a more advanced portion of this space, but absolutely you can buy gift cards to use in the future to hit a minimum spend. And Jonah, great point in making sure that you can hit the spend. We've talked a lot about these sign-up bonuses, but many of them require, and as you get higher and higher bonuses, you may have to spend 6K within 3 months. And just to be clear, that starts from the second you're approved. A lot of people think it's the second you activate your card. So if you apply for a credit card and go on a 3-week trip, the clock's ticking to hit that spend. And if you don't do it within the rules, you will not get the bonus. So that's heartbreak we want to avoid. Also, the annual fee does not count towards the minimum spend. So do a little bit of research before you start, and never bite off more than you can chew. But yes, you can prepay taxes, you can buy gift cards at most retailers, and that will count. You will earn traditional points, because when you buy something from a Costco, it's just going to show as a Costco purchase. It's not going to tell, they don't care what you actually bought.
They're not like doing investigation.
Except if it's money orders. Those will calculate, ring up differently in the system.
Okay, well, I think that we're all going to be buying some gift cards then. That's sort of genius.
Well, yeah, instead of giving cash for gifts or cash tips, you can, once you become a points person, I know I kind of am contradicting myself because I like to give cash. But in my early hustle days, I never gave cash as a wedding gift or
You're always
baby
giving
shower
gift cards?
gift. No, you're going to get a Bed Bath & Beyond where I got 4X at the grocery store for buying that. So once you start getting into that points mentality, but people just be happy they're getting a gift.
You really inspired me. I feel like I have good points game, but I'm like, damn, I'm 2026. I'm about to like lock in, like catch me next year at this time with like 28 cards, just like that day. Okay, watch out world. It's happening. My
Bigger.
goals have so many that I don't remember them all.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well, just remember to pay them all.
I
That's
will,
my.
I will, I
Let's
will.
end on that good financial wisdom.
Yes, and never spend more than you can afford.
Amen.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Be sure to check out the Points Guy website and follow the Points Guy on Instagram for more. Is there anything that you want to promote?
No, just the Points Guy at the Points Guy on social, and then I'm at Brian Kelly personally, so you can see my personal journey. But yeah, I think there's still a lot of huge deals out there, and I want everyone to be excited about the points game. It is constantly changing, but you absolutely can win at it.
Stay rich. This is a Mrs. Dow Jones production for Sony Music Podcast.